Didn't watch
And
the film, did they? No.
you set those defensive ends wide and you funnel him inside. You let him outside to pass, like on a couple of those plays, he'll eat you. I mean, that's just who he is. So
he throws the ball so effortlessly. I thought on a couple of those plays, across his body, slinging it, amazing.
Yeah,
the guy's gifted.
It's impressive.
I think like Lugs had a good point in that like I think the thing is so kind of frustrating for defenses is probably Rams at times they definitely didn't seal keep them in the pocket like you're supposed to with a quarterback that's that mobile. But usually you keep mobile quarterbacks in the pocket because they're not good pocket passers. The problem with Kyler Murray is like he's like one of, if not one of the best running quarterbacks, but he's also great from the pocket. So yeah, congratulations. You must rush him to keep it in the pocket. All right. He'll kill you from the pocket now. Like, I don't think there is a way to stop him. You know,
Unbelievable.
I think that's the thing is, they had 216 yards rushing, which the Rams are willing to give up running, but not to that extent. I mean, it's like everyone kind of contributed, and I think that's the other thing that's also Kyler Murray is definitely the one that stirs the pot. But like I mean, the scary thing with the Arizona Cardinals is DeAndre Hopkins is one of the best receivers in the league. He really has yet in 4 weeks really taken off. I mean, that's just how balanced they are. AJ Green. I mean, I guess it only took him like 2 years to be off to like be rejuvenated. He's playing well for him. Rondale Moore, obviously, a few weeks ago exploded. Christian Kirk's blown up a few weeks.
Yeah.
Hell, Max Williams, who was a high draft pick for the Ravens years ago and kind of was left for dead, is now just exploding on the scene. So they just have everything kind of going in the right direction.
So are you back on the Kingsbury train?
No, I am not.
Get on board the train.
Go along with J-Boy. I think Kyler Murray covers up a lot of because when I watch them play, a lot of the big plays are sandlot plays.
It's not real
good
coaching.
Good point.
If it was design points, I would give Cliff. Like I said, on the Trey Lance touchdown to Debo, I think that was more they somehow designed Debo to be wide open. I don't know how, but they did. Where Kyler Murray, a lot of it's just him, like Aaron Donald blows through the line and Kyler Murray's like, whoop, and just like scrambles out. Like there's no way, even as athletic as Aaron Donald is, he's going to touch Kyler Murray. I mean,
yeah.
So
he's fun to watch. He's fun to watch. Those little legs going, man, and he flies.
And I was going to say the U of L quarterback.
Yes, how about that
bowl there with Lamar and Teddy? I was. It pointed out to me that Teddy is more than a game manager. He's not a great quarterback, but as long as he was in there, they were moving the ball. Yep. As soon as he got hurt, Drew Lock, man, whatever happened to his confidence, it's gone. But Lamar did what Lamar does, and finally, I think they figured out how to reattach Hollywood Brown's hands.
Surgical move was that?
Playing without hands there for a couple of weeks. So there were a couple of throws that Lamar did that were just on the money, and still it was one of those moments where you were conflicted because I like Teddy and I like Lamar. And so.
But do you remember that show Lost? Do you remember that show on ABC, Lost? Remember that character?
Oh, yeah.
Locke, the bald-headed guy? Do you think that's him playing quarterback? Drew Locke?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe so.
That could be the problem.
He is lost, for sure.
We're getting good at this. Okay.
I'll just say the underrated thing I want to say this year to me is just Lamar should have had another passing touchdown. I forget what the penalty was, but Mark Andrews had it. And then to go with Lug's point, if Hollywood Brown had hands like a week ago, Lamar Jackson has definitely improved in this offseason as a passer. Because if you look at the secondary of Denver, it's a very talented defense in terms of secondary play. For him to throw for 316 yards and what should have been 2 passing touchdowns is very impressive.
Plus, he
That's
just
all.
floated that one right out there. It's just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, and also just you kind of like look at the offensive line for the Ravens. They haven't played that well. Like he's masking. He's what you look for. I know they haven't paid him yet. He's what you look for in a quarterback you pay a lot of money to. He's covering a lot of problems.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, he is.
Speaking of problems, Ben Roethlisberger is bad. Let's just say it. And Aaron Rodgers had all day to fire that ball off the other day as Green Bay beat the Steelers. Am I right or wrong about that?
Well, as far as the Steelers, you've got to have somebody in the pipeline at a quarterback position. They've coddled Roethlisberger to the point of they're not in any game now. For me, I mean, I think that even the lowly Jets or Giants could compete with those guys, and that's just unheard of.
All they do is win, man. They both won this week.
Yeah. That New Orleans game. I mean, other than that, I got to give Taysom Hill his due. He is one hell of a fullback. Man, he slammed through that 5-yard run down there and hit everybody on the team and still got into the end zone. So
Tebow Light, that's what he is.
Yeah. So
I just want to kind of Roethlisberger. It's sad. I mean, we saw it kind of with Drew Brees, but not to this extent. Like Roethlisberger,
I think it's worse.
Yeah, like Drew Brees just lost some. He lost obviously some arm strength.
Velocity.
Where like Roethlisberger looks like he's lost arm strength and accuracy. And like they're not really running the ball that well. And again, I don't put that on Najee Harris. I just think if you have a bad line. Like, there's only much. I think Najee Harris is a talented running back. There's only so much you can do. You just also, not that they need to be patted on the back, but like you look at Green Bay. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has a solid day, fine day. Aaron Jones, their key running back, like he wasn't 100%. So they bring in A.J. Dillon, who they got a lot of crap for taking the second round. He plays exceptional. Like he was a big part of their win.
Yep.
Randall
Cobb.
Randall Cobb coming through for them, having 2 touchdowns. So
got him out of the senior citizens home, and he's doing pretty well.
So
hey, on third down, he was magic for them.
Yeah.
A couple of third downs that they shouldn't have gotten.
I hate to say the Packers look really good.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know the score isn't that big, but again, I think Pittsburgh got kind of closer to 100% on defense again. So that is a tough defense. So 27 points against a defense is pretty impressive, I think.
And I still want to know who was holding Rodney Harrison's umbrella.
Isn't that funny?
It was like just this hand sticking out. Everybody else is holding their umbrella. It was just a weird moment.
All right, go back to the game. Sorry, Mac. Yeah.
I just want to also just give credit to how sometimes one coach can make a huge difference. You look at what Gus Bradley, I believe, is with Dallas. You look at how Dallas's defense is playing. I know they gave up 8 points, but some of that was garbage time. Yeah, I think in 4 weeks they've had 2 interceptions in each game.
In
4 weeks.
What's the one back, the defensive back, or
Trayvon Diggs?
That's some amazing. Yeah, considering where they were last year.
Yeah,
this is an amazing turnaround. You're right.
Yeah.
So I just want to give credit where like a coach. I think just having certain coaches come in make a huge difference. Also, the Raiders if you kind of like look at what they've done, like they overhauled their defense and like the way they're playing now. It's impressive. I believe they have Rod Marinelli is their defensive line coach. Which you look at, having Yannick Ngakoue and having God, what am I blanking on? Their other
for Vegas,
Max Crosby. Max Crosby is their other defensive edge rusher. Like they're playing exceptionally well, and like that's why one of the reasons Raiders, at least for the first 3 weeks, we haven't gone through the Monday night game. Like they're 3-0 is their defense has stepped up in addition to their offense.
Yeah, the Cowboys I think are for real. I think you're right, and I think Dak is really coming on and having a good season. He's going to be good
Oh
this year.
yeah, I think he's having a far better season than most people would have expected, especially with that injury. But their offensive line, I mean, they've corrected some serious things. That offensive line is not like the wide bodies of years ago, but they're still pretty darn good. And Zeke finally ran, and Pollard's good. No, I think they'll take the NFC East easily.
Okay, what other highlights from the week?
I think one I wanted to tack on is the only competition really for Dallas is Washington, and if you want to do the invert of Dallas, to look at the talent that Washington has on their defense. I mean, I don't want to completely put it at the feet of Jack Del Rio, but you look at, like I said, you look at the talent they have and like how many points they've given up through these first 4 weeks. Some of it has to be coaching. I mean, there's no reason for them to be giving up 30-plus points, it feels like, each and every week with the amount of money they have invested on that defense. I mean, credit where credit's due. Tyler Heineke, coming in as the backup.
Yep.
Like, he's won them some games in spite of their defense. And that's not how this team was designed at all at the beginning of the season. It was supposed to be carried by the defense. So
not supposed to work like that.
Yeah. And I think that's the only other one I really wanted to touch on is just credit to the Colts winning a game.
Yep.
As bad as the AFC South is, they're still in it at 1-3. So, because we saw Tennessee, even though they lost to Tennessee a week ago, Tennessee's not good. They can still make a run.
17-game season, everybody's still in it.
And also just, KC corrected, making mistakes. I mean, Patrick Mahomes made an interception, but just one turnover, I believe. And that was, that's been their main problem this year is like they lost when they just turned the ball over, like at higher rates than their opponent. And Buffalo, like Arizona, quietly looking like one of the monsters. I know Houston's not any good, but they do what they're supposed to do against a bad team. They shut them out and put 40 on them.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's 42 minutes past the hour. Lugs, you ready for a little sports of yesteryear?
Certainly.
Here it comes. Yes, sports of yesteryear. We turn back the pages of time and say, what happened when? Here it is. Lugs, from wherever Lugs is at now. Here, Lugs, go.
All right, 1906, Chicago Cubs beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 4-0 to end Major League Baseball season at 116 wins, 36 losses.
What? That's 116.
116 wins, 36 losses.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's unmatched since then. 1944, the only all St. Louis World Series opens at Sportsman's Park. The visiting Browns beat the Cardinals 2-1. On a home run, and the Cards go on to win the series 4-2. 1959, future Pro Football Hall of Fame running back Jim Brown makes club record 36 rushing attempts as Cleveland beats Chicago. 1964, LPGA Championship, Women's Golf, Stardust Country Club. Mary Mills shoots a final round of 69 to win the first of her 2 championships. She beats Mickey Wright by 2 strokes. And 2003, Texas Tech quarterback B.J. Simons sets a Big 12 conference record with 8 touchdown passes, leading Tech to a 59-28 win over Texas A&M. That is your sports of yesteryear. Enjoy.
Amazing. 116 wins. How did they even do that? The Cubs haven't won 116 games since then.
No, that is true.
Wow. Okay, there you go. Wow, 116 wins. What else, guys? Anything else worth noting this week?
Urban Meyer having to apologize for a lady dancing near him at his restaurant after their loss. That's just bizarre to me. It's one of those moments where it's like, Urban, everybody has a phone. They're recording everything. Son, walk away. And apparently they also got him touching the woman's backside. So, Urban, You're in the spotlight. Get used to it.
I found the most fascinating thing. I'm sure, like